Hey everybody, it is July 5th, 2026. It's Joe, the Strange Voyage Files. I don't know if anyone's done this before. I never looked for it. And this just popped into my mind out of nowhere. To do a which is better? Star Wars 2, I mean, if we go back to when it was just one trilogy, we'd say, hey, the second Star Wars. So The Empire Strikes Back, or Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Now, the vast majority of people that talk about Star Wars and Star Trek say these are the two best movies of the entire franchises. I do, for nostalgia reasons, put the first one, when I did that ranking, I believe that's what I had, but I would still take the first one as just a hair above this one. Just the magic of that first movie is just, for me, I can't, it's kind of like Blizzard of Oz. I can't untie the memories and the feelings with that. So the first movie is a little bit better. This is by far the best Star Trek movie. Absolutely by far. The Voyage Home is probably a big second for a lot of people. First Contact, but they have never come close to the magic of this movie. The two biggest science fiction genres of all time, with the two biggest movies, or best movies considered by most fans. So which one is better? Not a very easy question, and I don't really know. This popped into me while I was taking my blood sugar to calibrate my new Dexcom sensor in the bathroom, and this just popped into my head. So I have not given any thought to this whatsoever. So let's kind of do this together. All right. We'll go in. This one comes out in 80. This one's what, 82? Is it? Yep, 82. This one comes out in 82. So let's go in chronological order. So following up the biggest movie of all time, how do you improve on that? You make everything bigger, better, and you have the most iconic twist in cinema history since Fredo is killed by Michael, or Michael gives the order. George Lucas did everything right with this movie. New worlds. We have Hoth, new ships. We have the TIE Fighter bombers. We have the AT-AT walkers. We have new stormtroopers. That was another thing. It was a kind of a really cool thing when you had the first trilogy, because this introduced a new stormtrooper, and then you were like, hey, for Return of the Jedi, they're going to do it again. And they did it with the Forest, Endor Moon Forest stormtroopers, the scout troopers. So, and then you go to Cloud City, you go to Dagobah. So it's really, really bigger and better in every way possible as far as idea-wise. Introduce Yoda, and at one point Yoda was this gangly alien-looking thing, and then he turns into this cute little Muppet. Well, that had a lot to do with R2-D2 selling a lot to kids, and George Lucas, who owned all the rights to the merchandise, saying, boy, I accidentally made a lot of money off R2-D2. Let's make Yoda this cute little Muppet thing that's, kind of like a Kermit the Frog thing, and boy, it worked. Then we had the Ewoks. And of course, you have the biggest reveal in cinema history. No, I am your father. Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. So just so many epic things. And probably one of the biggest things is the lightsaber battle, which is where I think Star Wars has gone completely wrong now. And they have told every stupid story under the sun except for Jedi. Yeah, I guess you had it in the Acolyte a bit. But every TV show, yes, The Mandalorian was good. Boba Fett sucked. You had a couple of great lightsaber battles in Kenobi, but I mean, this lightsaber battle was the best probably until Duel of the Fates. Duel of the Fates was better than this, but this was really, really awesome. Definitely better than Return of the Jedi's lightsaber battle. There's nothing about this movie I don't like. You do have this love triangle between Luke, Han, and Leia. You don't know that Leia is also Vader's child, so you kind of don't know where Leia is going to end up with. So it has everything. It has romance. It has the drama. It has all of this. And this big surprise reveal, which there's something in that movie you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back yet. There is something in that movie you can't, and nobody said anything. It was a big, big thing. Space battle was cool between the TIE fighters and the Millennium Falcon in the asteroid field. While we didn't have a big epic space battle in this one, that chase was really cool. So, non-stop action. This movie never lags. It's really, really good. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Once again, there is nothing bad about this movie. Sometimes people say that David is an annoying character. Yeah, but not enough to really hit anything with the movie. You have this story. They knew they were middle-aged, which was brilliant. Because ignoring that Kirk and Spock and the crew were in their late 40s, early 50s at this point in time, would have, I don't want to say would have been a slap in the face to the audience, but, would have been like, oh, they're aging, they're getting older. And they tackled it head on. You have the story of friendship between Kirk and Spock. You have a big reveal, a big surprise at the end of this one where Spock dies, which got out. Not Leonard Nimoy. Gene Roddenberry was pissed at Harve Bennett. I've read Shatner's Star Trek movie memories and I Am Spock from Leonard Nimoy, and they both say that Roddenberry was so mad that Harve Bennett had taken over the franchise and he was killing Spock off that he let that secret out, and they came up with an unbelievable way to fix it with the Kobayashi Maru test in the beginning. And it worked because you had heard this rumor that Spock was going to die. Well, he dies in the beginning of the movie, but then you sit back like, oh, okay, everything's fine. Till the very end, you realize, oh, shoot, I was wrong. Ricardo Montalban is a god in this movie. He is phenomenal. Everybody in this movie, the space battles are awesome. The only thing is I wish they were longer, but again, they were kind of limited by the effects of the time. And you have to remember, the Enterprise, I think, was like, I think the big one was 12 feet long. And then I believe there was like a 6-footer. Don't quote me on all that, but I believe that's kind of how it worked. So these were big models back in, if this came out in 82, they're making this in 80, 81. So it's difficult to do that. It's difficult to have, that's why they just kind of go slowly. So it is difficult to have an epic space battle with ships that are that big. Because even when you look at Return of the Jedi, it's the TIE fighters and the X-Wing and Y-Wings and A-Wings that are going fast. The capital ships are still moving slow. Well, basically, you have two capital ships here with the Reliant and the Enterprise. Kirk outwitting Khan, this insane revenge that is all-consuming for Khan, and Ricardo Montalban plays it so well. This is so hard because I'm going to say something right now that may not be, people may not agree with. Acting-wise, this is better. This is much, much better. Simply with Ricardo Montalban. He played this role so perfectly. Acting-wise, this is much better. Great acting in this one. The problem is with this one, before I say it, there's nothing super deep. Even Luke's reveal that he's Darth Vader's son, it's kind of been a joke where Mark Hamill screams, "No, no," and then falls down the exhaust chute. It wouldn't be Emmy or Academy Award winning. Ricardo Montalban should have won an Academy Award for his role of Khan, but of course back then, sci-fi, which kind of today is still not taken as seriously as it should be. Action-wise, this for sure. I mean, this is absolutely, this one's nonstop action. Drama, this one. And you know, it's weird because then you could throw in the people that are not classic or not traditional sci-fi fans like both of these. I've shown this movie to a lot of people that hate sci-fi and they think this movie's awesome. Obviously, this too is by the sheer numbers in the box office. Which one do I come back to more as I guess which one is the question of how do I rank this? That's difficult too. I watched this for so many years, so many times, but same as this. If both movies are on TV, say one's on TBS and one's on AMC, whatever it may be, which movie am I going to leave on? I mean, I'll flip. It's going to be this. This one sucks you in. This one touches you more on a human level. You have the whole Genesis thing too. You're like, you know what? Is a psychopath going to get this ultimate weapon as well? Yes, this is awesome, and the action pulls you in. But I mean, this is difficult. This is true. This is truly like, you know, choosing between Blizzard and Diary. Which one is better? I'm gonna say this one, but just by a hair. Same thing. Like Blizzard, for me, is a hair above Diary. And again, I think it's kind of a very similar situation because I'll bet you most people out there would say this is the better movie. But for me, it's this one, just because the character. If Ricardo Montalban is the reason I am putting this movie over this movie, it's not. Both the stories are perfect stories. The action is great in both. He is just so great in this role that I have to put this above Empire Strikes Back. You know, everybody did a great job in their roles in this movie. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if anybody would ever look at this and say, yeah, there was an Academy Award-winning performance for acting in this movie. It could easily be argued for Ricardo Montalban. So, just that this is such a human-driven movie, I will put this, again, the slightest hair above this one. And again, I did not think this through at all. So out of nowhere. So, yeah, this one is slightly better. I'm not going to say which franchise I like more. Actually, I mean, movie-wise, Star Wars has produced, better movies because Star Trek can really fall off the deep end, but so can Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars, as far as movie franchise, Star Wars is definitely my favorite over Star Trek. So maybe I will like go through all those movies in another video, put them all together and rank Star Wars and Star Trek movies together. All right, well, that was interesting. Again, kind of out of nowhere. Don't know if anyone's compared these two movies. I want to look and see after I do this. Tell me what you think. Which one do you think is better and why? And there we go. All right, thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, and I will see you